Congratulations on your purchase of the Casio CT-S400. In today's video, I will teach you how to operate your CT-S400 and go through the basic operations you need to know to take advantage of your very capable keyboard arranger. In today's video, I will teach you how to set up the sounds, how to set up rhythms, how to mix the volume, as well as to use the rhythm controls, and of course, save your user registration presets for quick and easy recall. The first thing you want to know is how to select your main voice, and on this Casio tone there are a couple of ways you can do that. Firstly, you can just use this jog dial here to just turn the wheel to select the voices that you want, or you can use the plus and minus arrow keys. If you want to find the voices a little quicker, you can just go directly to the category of the voice that it is in. If you are trying to look for a guitar sound, you would just head over to the guitar category, and following that, you can either use the dial or you can use the plus and minus button. Once you have selected, you play a couple of notes and you can hear that your selected voice is right now the active voice. Let's go back to the main screen. This is your home screen. This is called the home screen, and you can get to this screen anytime by pressing on this button that says home. Next, I'm going to teach you how to layer two voices. Right now, we have stage piano as the main voice, and we're going to layer a string voice. What you will do is you will head over to the tone button, and when you press it, you can see that the menu changes. Right now, over here, you will just press the corresponding button for layer, and that will allow you to choose another voice to layer with the original stage piano that was selected. Over here, you can see that it says U2, and that stands for upper layer 2. And right now, the mellow strings 1 is selected. You can change it using the dial, or you can use the plus and minus button to change your dual layer instrument, or you can also use the category to select which category of the sound that you want it from. Right now, we want to select the strings, so I'm going to the strings category. Now, when you play the keys, you will hear both the piano and the strings. Let's get back to the home screen. We are going to select a rhythm to play along with these instruments, and how you would do that is you would head to this button here that says rhythm, and when you press that, you would see that the screen changes to your rhythm selection. You can select the different rhythms that are available by turning the dial, or you can just use the plus and minus button, or if you know which category of a rhythm it is from, you can select it quicker by just using the category button. Let's say right now I want to choose a jazz rhythm. So here I am in the jazz category, and with my category selected, I just use the plus and minus button or my jog dial to select the exact rhythm that I want. Once you've done that, hit the back button and you would have all these rhythm controls, which I will talk about in a while. With the rhythm selected, you start your rhythm by pressing the start and stop button over here. And you will be able to see which bar you are at. M stands for measure, which is your American version, and here is the number of beat. So right now it is in bar 13, beat 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And to stop it, you press stop button here. Now that you know how to select your main voice as well as your dual layer voice and selecting your rhythm, what you want to do is know how to balance the volume between all these different parts. And to do that, first head to your home screen if you haven't done so. And the next thing you press is menu. With menu selected, you will be presented with this screen. Hit the arrow buttons on the side until you see balance. Press the balance and you will be presented with this little mixer view of all the volumes of your different parts. If you find your upper voice is too loud, here upper 1, make sure it's selected and you can just turn down the volume accordingly with the dial or with the plus and minus button. Once you've done that, hit the back button. If you want to adjust the second layer, same thing, you press upper layer 2 and adjust the volume accordingly or the plus and minus button. You can also adjust your rhythm. If you find that your rhythm is overpowering your melody, you can press this rhythm and adjust the volume accordingly and balance out the volume between the different parts and your rhythm to your liking. Earlier, I showed you how to configure and select your rhythm. The next thing you want to do is to adjust your rhythm faster or slower according to what you are playing. Over here, there's a tempo button. If you select that, you'll be presented with this screen over here. Right now, the tempo is 216, which is 216 beats per minute. You can increase or lower it by using your plus and minus button or your jog dial. The lower the number, the slower the rhythm will be. You can have a listen here. I'll start the rhythm, and as I adjust the tempo, you can hear that it gets slower and slower. Now that we have the rhythm selected, if you try to play a chord and have the rhythm accompaniment by pressing play and hitting a chord, no accompaniment happens. That is because you have not activated the auto accompaniment mode. To activate the auto accompaniment mode, you need to make sure that ACMP is turned on. When ACMP is turned on, you will see AC indicated above this ACMP button. Now, when you press a chord, the chord will be indicated on the screen and you will be able to hear an accompaniment. And when you're done, you just press stop. Right now, the rhythm starts when you press the start and stop button. However, that's not a very professional way of starting your rhythm. Let's stop this. The more professional way of starting your rhythm is to start together with your song. And to do that, you want to use Sync Start. Make sure you select this button here and you will see Sync Start blinking to tell you that it is now in the Sync Start mode. What it does is that right now the keyboard is waiting for your input of a chord. Without your input of a chord, the rhythm will not start. But the minute you press a chord, the rhythm starts automatically and the chord will be indicated on the screen. And to end, you can either press stop, but that will be a rather abrupt stop. You can also end with an ending. And the keyboard will generate an automatic ending for you. You can also start your song with an intro by pressing intro. You can see that's indicated here. I is to tell you that there will be an intro that will be triggered, and with a sync start, and when you press a chord, the keyboard will trigger an intro. When the intro is over, it will just proceed to the normal rhythm that you selected. That's the end of the intro. To stop, we press the stop button. Each and every of the rhythm found in your keyboard comes with 2 variations and 2 fill-ins. I'm going to teach you how to use it. So right now, variation 1 is selected, and variation 1 is the simpler version of the rhythm. If you hit the variation button, it will swap to variation 2, and that's the busier version of the rhythm. In the same way, if you press a fill-in, it would have a different fill-in based on whether you are using variation 1 or variation 2. Right now, I'm starting with variation 1. I'm going to let you hear how it sounds like. Let's press Sync Start, hit a chord. It is now variation 1. I can swap to variation 2 just by pressing the variation button. Right now, you can hear that the rhythm is busier. However, that's not the smoothest way to change the variation, so you can actually press a fill-in before you change a variation. You can see the fill, and then you swap to your variation 1, which is simpler now. Let's try that again. Press the fill-in, and then swap the variation. Right now, it's variation 2 after the fill-in has ended. And to finish up, let's have an ending. Now that you have configured your main voice, your dual voice, and done all your settings for your rhythm, you want to make sure that you can recall all the settings quickly at a single press of a button when you want to play that same song in future. What you want to do is head over to the registration button, press this, and you will be presented with the user registration menu. This keyboard comes with 8 banks of user registrations, and within each bank there are 4 registration slots, giving you a total of 32 user registrations that you can store in. Now I'm going to teach you how to store the registrations. Assuming that we want to store it in bank number 5. Just shift it to bank number 5, and I want to store all the sounds and rhythm settings in bank 5 number 3, for example. All you need to do is make sure bank 5 is selected, hit the arrow key over here, and you would see the word store. Press the word store and select 1, 2, 3, or 4 of the bank 5 that you want to store it in. Right now, I want to store it in bank 5 number 3. Just press number 3, and it would ask you, are you sure you want to store it in bank 5 number 3? Yes, to confirm, and it's complete. Press OK. So in future, no matter what changes I've made to this keyboard, if I want to retrieve the sounds that I just made, all I need to do is head over to the registration to recall that. And earlier on we saved in bank number 5, button number 3, and we have recalled bank 5.3, and all your sounds and your rhythms, your tempo, and your effects will be recalled exactly the way you left it. I hope you found this quick tutorial useful for you. My name is Jeremy C, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.